Hey, how you doing? This is Tom, and this is Tom's Radio Room Show. And I'm in my workshop, and I've got the fan on because it's 85 degrees in my workshop at 6 o'clock in the morning. Boy, I just can't believe it. But anyway, what my project for today is when Hurricane Irma came through, one of the antenna setups I had was a 20-foot pole with a HD TV antenna on the top, and that was near some limbs, which I was pretty sure that it wasn't going to survive, but at the time I didn't have anybody to help me take it down, so I just had to leave it up. On the same pole was two long wire antennas. And I'm going to show you those antennas in a minute. They're in this box because once the storm was over, and what happened is the pole moved to about a 45-degree angle, and so the two long wire antennas had broke loose, and they had broke loose from their cord, which was this cord right here I had used. And the idea, those were supposedly temporary setups, and as usual, they became more permanent. They'd been up for about 6 months, so the weather had gotten to this cord here. This is just nylon cord, nothing special. The other cord that I used that was given to me with one of the antennas is this is paracord, and it did not suffer from any problems. But the two antennas were held up at one end with this, and this eventually broke somewhere along the line. So the antennas themselves appear to be okay, and so I'm going to, with the help of a friend, put those back up today. I'm not going to put up the TV antenna again. I was using that as an experiment to see if that antenna would work for a scanner antenna and not just TV, and it didn't work too well. One antenna, and I don't know if I can show you very well because my camera is pretty close, that I've used in the past. Matter of fact, I've got one at the highest point of my roof on the second story. It's been up there 25 more years, thereabouts, is this guy right here, and the camera is kind of washing out, but this is a VHF high UHF outdoor scanner antenna from what used to be called Radio Shack. And originally, when these came out, they were $14.95. It's a simple disc cone antenna. I can show you a little bit. This one, of course, is still in the package. So here is the top and the vertical piece, and then here's the three radios, which will go on the bottom here. And I'm going to put this one up in place of the TV antenna, and the mount on the TV antenna is broken. I haven't looked at it too closely to see if I can fix it. I probably could fix it. But this I know because I've been using one for like 25 years or plus. I have another one set up at another location, and I want to set this one up where that TV antenna was, and that pole is right outside of my workshop. So this antenna will be brought into my workshop for my scanner radios. So I'm going to assemble that this morning and hopefully get it up on the top of that pole, which is about 15 to 20 feet tall. Then, or at the same time, let me put this down, and if you see one of these on eBay, get one if you need an antenna for your scanner radios. These work out good. A friend of mine introduced these to me about 25 years ago, and he was using it as a 2-meter transmitter antenna. Yeah, the SWR was good enough on 2 meters to work as a transmitter antenna. So I looked this morning and there's no original Radio Shack ones. They're pretty scarce now, available. I did find some other brands, and they were like $40 and up. Remember, I paid $14.95 for this one, but that was a long time ago. And this one actually won. This particular one I got in 2005. Just happened to catch it on a closeout because they at Radio Shack they had gone up too. I think they had gone up as high as $24.95. And I got this one on sale back to its original price of $14.95. So that's going up. I bought when I got that one, I think I bought 3 of them. And I have one up, and I think the other one was at my cabin, which I no longer own, and so I left it up there. So that's one thing we're going to put up. This is the ground wire for my 31-foot vertical antenna from MFJ. I did not need that, so I haven't used that. I'm not going to use that, so that's going away. This is, I can dig it out here. This is an antenna that I did a review of, and it's a gentleman now on on eBay. He's still selling all kinds of configurations, and these are well-made antennas. Tim Ortiz, O-R-T-I-Z, I hope I pronounced that right. He's on eBay. He's sending me a new antenna, which is for 10 meters and 6 meters, I believe, because I'd like to get on 6 meters. I have a transceiver for 6 meters, and I'd like to get on 6 meters. So I'm going to put this one back up because this worked really well. This is my 31 meter, the 31 meter international broadcast band antenna dipole that he cut specifically for that frequency for me. And like I say, it had no apparent damage from the storm. Again, I had tied it up at the other end with this stuff, and it had broken, but the antenna was still intact. So that one's going back up. Another gentleman who sent me some antennas, matter of fact, I have some down in here someplace that I'm going to give away, some extra ones that he sent me. He also sent me these pulleys, which is a great idea. And what you do is, here's where I've taken this one down, is you attach this to your pole and then attach this pulley, and then you use this pulley to raise and lower an antenna, or when you lower it, you can put on a different antenna. So I'm going to put up the 2 existing antennas that were up before the storm, and then when Tim sends me the new one, I can lower one of them with this and put up the new one. Now, the other thing I'm going to do that I didn't do before, and was a big mistake, but of course my concept was, well, that thing's shiny. My concept was that these antennas would just be up temporary for testing. Well, like I say, the one from Tim and the one from DRC antennas, they worked very well. The reception testing came out very well. So I'm going to put those up now with another pulley. I'm going to have to go to the hardware store and get some more of these pulleys, maybe smaller ones. These are kind of large. And I'm going to put another pulley attached to the tree that I attach these antennas to, so that I can put a weight on the other end of the rope of the pulley, so that it can flex and not break like it did during the storm. So it'll make it a more permanent. Also, I'm going to get some more, this black paracord instead of this, because it's supposed to last much longer in the weather than this stuff does. So I've got to go to the hardware store this morning and get some more pulleys. I'll get some little smaller ones, these are a little bit large, and some paracord, and then we can put these back up in the air. Down in here, okay, here is that's more paracord. Okay, here is the other antenna. I believe this was from DRC, and you can see a review of all these antennas. I did a review of all these antennas in previous shows. I'm going to clean this one up. As I mentioned before, it got a little rusty, so I'm going to clean this up, and then I'm going to put some rubber tape, it's called, on these to protect them from rusting again. Because here in Clearwater, Florida, we're close to the Gulf of Mexico, which has salt air, and these tend to rust. Not unusual. And then, buried down here someplace, here we go. Yeah, here's one. Okay, here's one. Now, this gentleman has changed his ID on eBay, and I think he's not advertising anymore, and the reason being is that he had some health problems. So you won't find these on eBay anymore, I'm sorry. But this is a long wire antenna. It's 30 feet long. It's a kit. It comes with these two spools used for insulators, some paracord. This one has, let's see, this one has a, let me pull it out. This has a plug like this that you can plug in some of the portable shortwave radios. So you can plug it directly in without using any adapters. I'm going to give this away. I'll be starting the giveaway here pretty soon. And it's a pretty nice little kit. So that's coming up. That's about it. Hopefully I will, with the help of a friend, get this stuff back up in the air and get back on the air. Especially, I want to really get this guy here up in the air so I can use it for my scanner radio. Because I don't have a good all frequency VHF UHF antenna up right now that comes in to my workshop. I have two that comes into my office upstairs. One is used for the monitoring the transponders from ships. I'm a part of that study done by a university, so I have to leave that one connected. The other one is used just for general things up in my office, like my SDR. So that's it. Wish me luck on getting these things back up in the air. And like I say, you'll have to go to the hardware because I'm missing some hardware. If you enjoyed this show, please give me a thumbs up. Have a great day. Bye-bye.